Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Are you preparing to get into a global MBA school? Then you should know about video interviews. Almost all the top business schools nowadays are asking for a video interview to complete the application packet itself, right? If the deadline is 14th June 2022, you have to submit a video interview outcome as well before 15th June 2022 or 16th June 2022, right? So these video interviews are becoming more and more important in the entire evaluation process. Now, you might ask a simple question, hey, I've written so many things in my application, in my essays, in my overall application package. Why do I still need to give my video interview, right? Well, the point is that you are being your true self in front of the camera. You have absolutely no support that you can get because of the format. Right? These video interviews are structured like similar to GMAT or CAT or GRE or any of these exams. So once you decide to take that video interview, let's say on a Sunday evening or a Monday evening, you open the link, there is a timer and you have to finish that answer in the given time, right? Typically that time is 2 minutes, 45 seconds to prepare, that is preparation time, and then 60 seconds to answer the question. So within 1 minute and 45 seconds, you are done with your question. And similarly, you will have 4 such questions. So in less than 10 minutes, you are done with your video interviews. You cannot take support from an application consultant. It is too short a time, 45 seconds. If you start brainstorming with somebody else, you lose the 45 seconds, right? So it is important for the school to understand your real self. And that's the reason why these video interviews are becoming more and more prominent. Schools like INSEAD, Kellogg, you name the school and these guys are doing it right now. Now, in this video, we are going to understand how you can actually ace these interviews. Well, to get into the acing part, first we need to understand what are the kind of questions these guys are coming up with. Typically in these video interviews, you are being asked 3 to 4 questions, okay? And each question could be about, it could be about the college, it could be about a situation, or it could be, let's say, about an abstract question. For example, how do you define life? What is success for you? What do you want to achieve in your life? So on and so forth, right? So these are different kinds of questions. Now, to start with, you always have 45 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to answer. Let me take example of the college specific question, that is why INSEAD? Okay, I'll answer this question, why INSEAD, but as a fun exercise, you take up this challenge. Pause the video for 45 seconds, see how do you want to prepare for answering this particular question, and then give out that answer for 60 seconds and then unpause the video. Well, you will realize you will have a lot to talk and 60 seconds is too less. You are not too structured. You probably will only complete the first thing that you want to say. So this is extremely difficult, guys. You can't even imagine how quickly 60 seconds will pass. Okay. So the name of the game over here is preparation. You need to practice, and you can start now. I would sincerely request you to pause the video for 45 seconds. Think about why INSEAD or why school. You replace the name of the school and then answer that for 60 seconds and come back. Okay, so now let's go into how I will answer this question. So there are 2 ways when I think about why INSEAD. First, I want to use my 45 seconds to think about the structure, and the next 45 seconds, I want to think about the content. Okay, now the content is more important, of course, but if you do not think about the structure, you will never complete your content. So for me, the structure is, I want to speak about 3 things. There is absolutely no way I can talk about more than 3 things. So it could be diversity of the classroom. Let me write down the answer. Okay. The diversity of the classroom. Then my personal gaps that I want to fill in. I'm a marketing specialist. Now I want to understand finance, operations, supply chain, bunch of other things. So gaps, and 3 job opportunities, or let's say relationships, right? Whatever. Now I will think about the structure and then I'll start thinking about the content if I have time. But what do I do in my answer? First, I'll narrate the structure. I will say that I want to get into INSEAD because of these three reasons. Number one, diversity of the classroom. Number two, I want to fulfill the gaps in my understanding about business. And number three, I want to build meaningful relationships with people around the world. If you then have time, go into each one of them. If you do not have time, then that's fine, right? We can't do much. That is how you need to even prepare for these 45 seconds. Now, how do you prepare? The content for this entire preparation, specifically, let's say to the college related questions over here, this could come from your application essays itself. So please go through your essays again and again and again before you start giving these video interviews. Okay, that's number one. Number two could be situation related questions. Now, your preparation for situation related questions could be very different, right? You can say that, hey, it is star format. I'm thinking about the situation. By the way, the interviewer itself or the video interview prompt itself will give the situation. Let's take, for example, the situation over here. Hey, you have to give, let's say, negative feedback, or you have to fire somebody from your team. How would you do that, right? So the situation is already taken care of by the interview prompt, and the task is also pretty much there. Now you need to just talk about the action. If you have 60 seconds and if you talk about the situation, hey, I have to fire this particular person in 2009, 2019, and 2020 was a very bad year. You can't just talk about all these things. You have to talk about what did you do. Right? That's it. And the result. If I have to give negative feedback, I'll say that, hey, I was being very open and honest. I would follow a very logical approach. And finally, I also suggested some kind of improvement plans with respect to how they can take this feedback and improve by the next cycle. Right? That's it. You can't talk more than this in 60 seconds. If you want to, probably you can add an example. Now, you have to have an idea about these situations before, else you will be thinking about the situation, which is fine, but you stick to this particular format, the star format, where these two are taken care of. You need to speak about the action and the resolution. That is how you take care of the situation questions. Now, the third questions are abstract questions. Abstract questions could be, hey, why is that you want to basically succeed in life? Why do you want to, or what do you want to achieve in life? Or what is most important thing for you in a relationship? These kind of questions could pop up. Now, I can't say that, hey, this should be your answer or that should be your answer. That is completely up to you. But if you ask me, you need to have 3 or 4 core philosophies which you stick to. For example, for me, I will say that the most important for me to define success is the impact that I am creating on this world, or the impact that I am creating within my immediate circle. Probably not thinking too much about the financial outcomes. If you have such strong philosophy, then these answers become very easy. Your philosophy could be that, hey, I want to go conquer this world, so I am pushing myself very hard every single day. Well, nothing right or wrong, but that philosophy should also be reflected in your essays. So please don't see that, hey, the interviewer or the person who is reading your application will say, hey, this person is talking something completely different in their video interview versus your application essays. That's a big red flag. Okay. So please make sure that your philosophy about life, about MBA, about your career, all these things are the same in the applications, in the essays, and also in your video interviews. Think about that. For me, if you ask me, again, empathy, teamwork, I cannot work without a team. If you ask me to take an individual contributor role, I just cannot do it, right? Empathy, teamwork, then impact, right? These are the keywords that I will think about me. And then in my questions, abstract questions, I will talk about these things, right? So that's how you start preparing for these questions. Each question could have a different kind of preparation, but you need to adopt to this in that 45 seconds and start talking about the answer. Trust me, guys, it is very difficult to actually come up with a good answer in 60 seconds. And only if you are preparing for 45 seconds, that's even more difficult. So good luck. But I would say if you practice, you would do better than the rest of the folks, right? This is all relative. This is not like, hey, everybody is getting the same time, so everybody is facing the same struggles. So if you prepare, probably you can put your best foot forward. Now, let me give you a quick example. If my wife, my kid, my family is around and they are pushing me to complete video in 5 minutes so that we can step out, then trust me, I'll always take more than 5 minutes because I'm under stress. The same thing applies for you as well. So please practice these things under stress. A quick shout out to Blue Chapter. This is the organization that we are running where we are helping aspiring global MBA candidates to improve their profile, to collaborate with each other within the network so that they go on to build their profiles collaboratively and actually achieve better things. And number 3, we'll also help you with assessing, hey, what school is a good fit for you, what should be your career goals, how should you think about your essays, all these kind of things. Please do check out the links in the description box, guys. I hope this video is helpful for you and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.